Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Rochelle Carr. I am CEO of Path Forward Empowerment. Super excited to be a part of the Women Tech Makers Montreal digital event. And so I want to talk about today, teamwork isn't always a dream, building a culture of accountability. So what is teamwork? Teamwork is the ability to work together toward a shared vision. There must be commonality among the team in order to build an effective team. First of all, good leaders have a very clear vision for their teams. Based on the overall direction of the organization, you must have a very clear vision. Without a clear vision, you get conflict, confusion, and chaos. This is so important when you start a new project or when you are gathering your team together, is that you begin with the end in mind, knowing where you are going. It's just bottom line, it's so important. You have to know where you're going. And if you don't, it causes conflict, it causes confusion, and it causes chaos among your team. Without a clear vision, there is no culture. And you have to have a base foundation of a good culture in order to build, in order to be successful in your team. The next thing is that being purposeful. Don't jam the blender. We jump into a project, we jump into something new, and what we want to do is just jam everybody into the blender, jam the same people, jam the same team in. And sometimes as leaders, you need to sit back and recognize with clear intentionality. In order to create productivity, you have to do it without jamming the blender. You have to be able to sit back and discover, wait a minute, there are too many people on this team. I need more people that are A, or I need more people that are B. I need less C. And so you have to be purposeful when you're beginning to cultivate, build this team. Always keep it in mind, your vision, in order to move forward. Again, we're talking about building a culture of accountability and recognizing sometimes, even from your perspective as a leader, teamwork isn't always a dream. So don't jam the blender. Being purposeful. It's important to have commonality in your mission among your team. You have to be able to coordinate a team that's going to go the same distance as you are, as the leader. And as a team, you have to be able to follow the leader in order for you to be purposeful, or in order for you to get to your destination. When you look at being purposeful, this is where chaos is a huge factor. It's important that everyone is on the same page. It's important to have commonality because you're all working toward the same goal. Chaos is a huge factor in this phase, and some teams need a lot of mentoring. When you're building your team, when you're gathering your team together, when you're looking at different skill sets and looking at different abilities, you want to be able to put those persons in those positions in order to continuously move the team forward. You must be flexible. You must, let me back up. Building an effective agile team will often require you to break down and reorganize your staff. So it might not look like your last team. It may not look like what you had the last time. So you have to be very purposeful in order to make sure that the right people are on the right team. You might have to deconstruct the whole situation and then rebuild it up. And oftentimes we don't want to do that. We want to just roll with the same old all the time because it worked the last time. But you find out sometimes that because when you listen to your team, when you listen to, each other, one another, you find out that, wait a minute, this is not a good fit for this person. this is not a good fit for this individual. And so what I need to do is deconstruct this team and rebuild it in order for it to work. Being purposeful means you have to be flexible. Flexibility is the key. Assigning the right team members to the task maximizes effectiveness. Adaptation, we all have to be able to adapt. Encourage your team, encourage one another to be innovators, to be innovative leaders, and because we don't have all the answers. And so we want to come to the table with an open mind, knowing that if we're moving this project forward, we all have something that we can bring to the table in order for the team to be successful. Going back to the beginning, what is the vision? What is the vision? To be able to adapt, knowing what the end in mind is going to be. What is the vision? The other thing is, going back to the adaptation, is when you jam the blender, nobody can adapt. Think about the jam blender. Nobody can move. It's so very rigid. It's so very tight. There is no adaptability. So you have to be able to adapt to the situations and adapt to those things, because guess what? Changes are coming ahead. We do not create the outside environment that's going to control and dictate what we're doing. But if we have the capability and the skill sets to adapt, then we're able to continue to move forward. The other thing in being purposeful is having efficient collaboration. Communication should be clear and be decisive. This is very important. It has to be, if you want to build an effective team, and again, building this culture of accountability, you want to be able to have teams that are able to collaborate with one another. It's sad when we all come together as a team and nobody wants to talk. Nobody feel that their ideas are important. Nobody feel that what they're bringing to the table is important. So as leadership, you have to create this culture of efficient and effective collaboration. You have to show flexibility. You have to show adaptation, and you have to be the center of helping your team collaborate. Again, we're talking about moving the team forward and being effective in creating this product, or effective in building this team. Simplify, engage, and empower. That's what you want to do. You want to make things simple. You don't have to make it complicated. And when you're being purposeful, you don't have to make it complicated. You can engage, and then you want to empower your team. It's so important that our team looks like a conducive body. Again, teamwork isn't always a dream, but what we're striving for is making it a dream, making everybody accountable, making everybody want to be a part of the team and wanting to move forward. Don't settle for mediocrity. Oh, this is so major in so many teams. It's like, well, we've done it like this before. This is how we always done it. No, understanding and appreciate how individuals' contribution enhance the ability to produce change and work effectively as a team. We do not want to settle for mediocrity. Take a chance, take a risk, find that passion, rekindle it, fall in love all over again. It's really worth it. That's Bryan Cranston. There must be accountability. Mediocrity negatively affects the team, eventually will affect productivity. There must be accountability. If you want to move your team, if you want to be a part of a team that's not settling for mediocrity, you must have accountability. Poor communication is a contributor to low productivity. Deal with performance gaps immediately. Whether you're the leader or whether you're a team member, you have to deal with those lows immediately. If not, they continue to sink and they continue to bring the team down. must use clear measurement tools to effectively show the results of mediocrity. Be able to show people, hey, I saw you were here and now your productivity is sort of lagging. Be able to show that measurement tool so that you can hold that person accountable for their actions. You can hold the team accountable, and there's a measurement tool for you as well as the leader to be accountable to your team. You must show people how the mediocrity affects the team. When it's not addressed, it becomes the culture of the organization. When your mediocrity is not addressed, it becomes the culture of the organization. And when that's the culture, you begin to lose effective, efficient individuals because they no longer want to settle for low, medium work. They want to be able to be productive. They want to be able to be connected to a team that's efficient. And when you settle or create this culture of mediocrity, then you lose high performance people. Or those that are high performance are like, well, why do I need to just be the driver in this organization or be the driver on the team? So they stop, they put the brakes on, and they say, I'm not doing it anymore. And then they slow down. Their work slows down. And then you have this culture now of mediocrity. Teamwork isn't always a dream. We're building a culture of accountability so that our team can be more accountable. Habitual mediocrity is a system of ineffective leadership and not necessarily weak personnel. When an agile team is implemented, each team member has a purpose and brings together something to the table. Everybody has something to bring to the table. But when a team is habitually in the low volume of range, it's not the team. You got to look to leadership. What's going on with leadership that's not pushing, not encouraging, not empowering, and not moving their team to a higher performance? We always want to look, well, this person is not working to their capacity, or this person, well, let's go back up to, there must be accountability. Is the communication effective? Are the people on the team showing or being able to be, is there measurement in order for the team to see where they're lagging? If the leadership is able to show, able to communicate, able to empower, able to add value, then the team does not lag into this habitual mediocrity because they're able to move. They're able to see because of a great vision, understanding the mission. They're able to always move forward as a team. Mapping the road ahead. A leader's job is support and guide the team from the bottom. A leader should never, ever, great leadership never stands on top dictating to the team below. A great leader is always involved in the middle core of what the team is doing. A great leader always embraces the change for the road ahead and continues to work with the team to eliminate that culture of mediocrity and stagnation and unproductivity. A leader is always moving in order to help the team. The leader is also far enough ahead in order to see what's ahead, but yet close enough to its team in order to help the team move forward. So always engaging, always mapping out the road ahead to help the team get where it needs to be. As a leader, as you look at this mapping the road ahead, the leader embraces change, maps the road ahead. It's about teamwork. It eliminates that culture of mediocrity. It moves the team in order to get the team involved. Good leaders deflect the attention off of them, away from themselves and onto the team. So it's not about I, it's about us. What are we doing? Another thing that the leader does is encourages others to voice their opinions. We talked about that earlier. Allows others to participate in the problem solving, because as leaders, we don't always have the answers. You don't always have the answers. So in order to meet your goal, in order to map the road ahead, listen to the other voices. Hear what the other voices are saying. Embrace those voices in order to get to your vision. I love this video, and I hope you enjoy it. Successful leaders are effective at decision making.
I'm lost! Where's the line? Is this really? What do I do? Help! I'll be stuck here forever.
Do not panic. Do not panic. We are trained professionals. Now stay calm. We are going around the leaf.
Around the leaf? I don't think we can do that.
Oh, nonsense. This is nothing compared to the twig of 93. That's it. That's it. Good. You're doing great. There you go. There you go. Watch my eyes. Don't look away. And here's the line again.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Soil.
Good job, everybody.
Oh my, there's quite a gap, Mr. Soil. Shouldn't we tell the Queen?
I don't think we need to involve the Queen in this. She's got enough on her plate already. Training her daughter.
Oh yes, Princess Ada, the poor dear.
Ensuring that your Agile team stays on track and are successful. That's what good leadership does. Sometimes we hit a roadblock. Sometimes things happen that have never happened before. As a leader, is your team ready? Are you ready to help your team adapt to these changes? Are you ready to help your team move successfully, look at something different from different lenses to be able to successfully move ahead? Although this video it's super funny and I love it, but how many of us do things the same way over and over again? And when change happens, whether we're a team or whether a team member or we are the leader in charge, how many of us get stuck? We freeze and we can no longer do our work because we've gotten stuck into this mediocrity of work. We got stuck into a routine that's not really effective anymore. And so as leaders, successful leaders are effective at quick decision makings in order to get the team moving again so that work and productivity is always happening and doing right. Dreaming won't make the team work, but action will. I want to go back first and say, ensuring that your Agile team stays on track and successful, you have to start with changing the organization's mindset, which is often rooted in the culture, the company's culture. Teaching the team to embrace change. You have to teach them to embrace change. Learning experiences that often arise out of failures. Teaching that failures when there's no change is failure, but failure when there is change is called experience. And so we want to be able to effectively help our teams by changing the mindset of our teams out of doing things routine. And always remind everyone that everyone has a role to play on the team. Everyone has a role to play on the team. So dreaming won't make the team work, but action will. You have to continue to move forward in order to make your dream happen. You have, in order to have a dream team, you have to build this culture of accountability. Adapting an agile work environment won't happen overnight. Nothing happens overnight. You have to be passionate about innovation. You have to create this culture of trust. Align life goals with your career goals. This is the personal piece. Take ownership. So many of us want to pass the buck here. Well, it's not my fault. It's not my group's fault. It's not my team's fault. You know what? Let's take ownership for those things, because again, we're building a culture of accountability. That's take ownership and navigate and move toward those spaces that are going to help you build a successful team. Create a culture of trust. Your team must feel is that if they are a part of a trusting culture. When a healthy culture is created, it is naturally fun, it's motivating, and it's an enjoyable atmosphere. We've all worked on teams where when Monday morning comes, we wish it was Friday all over again. Because when we are a part of a team that is toxic, when we're a part of a team that does not value who I am, when I'm a part of a team that's not empowering, then I don't want to be there. And so we want to build this culture. We want to create a culture of accountability that's going to help us make our team a dream team. Last thing is, there's no I in team. Nope, no matter how we try to make it, there's no I in team. Core Agile teams has always coexisted with teamwork. Not the individual, but the teamwork. And teamwork is the key to building a successful team. Teamwork. You want to have a successful team, you have to build a culture of accountability. You have to be able to have a great vision. Start with the end in mind. You have to be able to know where you're going so that you can create a culture and help your team navigate. Understand that sometimes there will be roadblocks. There will be things that come and stop us from our normal. As the leader, as the team, are you able to navigate to new places in order to get to where you need to be? Teamwork isn't always a dream. Building a culture of accountability. Thank you very much for participation. Let's stay connected. This is Dr. Rochelle Carr with Path Forward Empowerment. Again, I thank you for this opportunity to be a part of this great conference. Thank you.